Hey there, Trey Sutton here with HISD. Now, I'm here this morning with Mr. Daniel Gray. He's our Deputy Chief of College and Career and Military Readiness right here at HISD. And I want to talk to you today about kind of some initiatives moving forward and whatnot. So last August, we announced the Houston Promise, kind of our goals and initiatives to improve our schools and give high quality access to high quality schools to all of our students and whatnot. We know we're kind of outlining a lot of those goals and initiatives moving forward. And I wanted to talk to you about some of those initiatives. One of which is modernizing HISD's programs to prepare our students for the future. So with that said, we know Mr. Miles, Superintendent Miles, has made that a key priority. When you think about the world that our students will graduate into, what's changing and why is the district making these changes now?
Yeah, I think really what we're trying to do is make sure that we build programs that align to what the future of work will look like. We know that what work looks like today and the work that you and I are doing right now will look incredibly different in 10 years. And what we need to make sure that we're doing is preparing students for that world instead of preparing for the world of the future, not preparing students for the world of right now. So that means getting more technology, a better understanding of AI, and ensuring that students are developing transferable skills, durable skills that allow them to move from job to job to job. I read a report not too long ago where it said that students will have 3 to 5 careers over the next 20 to 30 years. So our current high school students, not only will they be changing jobs, but they'll be changing careers. And so really making sure that we prepare students for a world where they have skill sets, durable skills, and ability to think and critically think. That's the way we're going to make sure that our students prepare for a future world, by moving them that way and having them prepared and having them have the skill set that they can look for the future for whatever they're trying to do.
Wonderful. I had never thought about the changing careers and how you want them to kind of have a broad understanding of so many skills and whatnot.
Exactly.
Makes a lot of sense. Well, from your perspective, what does it mean for a school system to truly prepare our students for a future workforce that looks different from today's? And I feel like you answered that a little bit already.
Yeah, but I think it's really making sure that every single student has a clear pathway for what they want to do. They may be able to make that change, like I said, 3 to 5 different careers over the course of their life. But really what we want to do is say, you have a skill set, you have a set of tools in your toolbox that allow you to move to different careers, different options, and have the space to make those choices on your own. Really creating a high level of optionality. So if a student wants to go to college, that's an awesome choice. We're all here to support you for that. If you want to go straight into a career field, you want to go straight into the trades, that's great. But we want to make sure that we're preparing you for a high skill, high wage job, one way or the other through the work that we're doing, whether it be through our traditional classrooms, our AP classrooms, dual credit, or through our CTE programming. Either way, making sure that a student is prepared for what the future of work will look like, and that we've done the work that we can as a district to ensure that every single student has true options when they leave our schools.
So we know the big thing right now the district is doing is modernizing the Barbara Jordan Career Center. We've been highlighting it right here on HISD now, showing our viewers a lot of that video, and we know that there's a second center coming as well. So with that in mind, what opportunities are these facilities going to give our students that they weren't able to get before?
Yeah, so one of the things, if you think about a traditional high school, no matter how large a school may be, no matter how many students a school may have, there's a limit to how many programs, a CTE programs a program can have, a school can have. Really what we're trying to do at Barbara Jordan, same thing with our new Southside Career Center that we're in the process of building, is really create a place where students have far more options with what they're trying to do than what they may have right now. You know, a traditional school may have 5, maybe 6 different programs, and even then you're sort of thinning out the quality of those programs by doing that. If we do something at Barbara Jordan will have 16 different high wage, high skill, high demand programs that will all be best in class. And so really the goal for us, if we can put as many programs as we possibly can there, like I said, 16 different high wage programs, that means that students are being prepared and they have tons of options that they may not have had right now. If you think about our schools range in size from relatively small to pretty large. That means that there's going to be a lack of equity in those spaces. And really what we're trying to do is say to every single student, we're democratizing access. We're creating a space where every single student has the chance to see different programs, different opportunities. They can see different trades, they can work in healthcare space, they can do things like teaching and learning, but it allows the students now to have choices that they just didn't have before, and that really is the goal. Again, choices, options, that's what we're really trying to build for our students.
I love that. Actually, that leads in perfect to my next question. Let's talk about access. We know access is a big part of this work. How does expanding the Career Center capacity help ensure more students across the district can take advantage of these programs?
Yeah, so the idea between building a second Career Center, so both having Barbara Jordan, expanding the access there, building our new facility there, and also opening the new space on the south side, really is about saying, how can we have as many students as possible? Every student who wants this option, have that option. Right now, we have students who want to study a program like welding. Welding is an incredibly popular program for students to study. And right now we genuinely do not have the physical space to support all the students that we have in a program like that. what we can do right now, actually, because we're in the process of expanding Barbara Jordan, because we're opening up the new Southside Career Center, we actually will now have physical space to allow any student that wants to study welding to be able to study welding. And that to me really is when it comes to like creating access. It's about saying, you have something that you want to do as a student, let's find a way to make that happen, and let's do that through whatever that may be, if that's career center, if that's college, whatever it is, we want to make sure that you have that space, that physical space and the physical opportunity to be able to do whatever that may be.
Wonderful. We know the district is also doubling down on CTE programs that are tied to high demand and high wage jobs. How is the district determining kind of what pathways best align with the future workforce?
Yeah, so again, it goes a little bit to what I mentioned sort of in one of the earlier answers. So it's about building durable skills, but also preparing students with the right certification. So we had a research group do a number of some research for us to help us understand what are the programs that are going to be the most AI proof, but also be the most necessary in the future. And so that's really what we came down to. So it led to programs like I mentioned before, so construction, the trades, HVAC, those are jobs that are not going anywhere. Teaching may look very different in the future, but teaching, we're going to always need teachers. And so again, making sure that we build programs that are AI proof, that are built around skills, that are built around durable skills that students can then use to help them move into whatever that new field may be. I think, think about a field like automotive. Automotive will look very different. So part of what we're doing in automotive is actually not just having students work on traditional combustion engines, but actually start to work on EV engines as well too. We want to make sure that students prepare for whatever world will exist in the next 10 years. Our students have done the work to understand what it means. So again, this is the benefit of moving to a program like Barbara Jordan. It really allows us to put as much resources as we possibly can, the best possible programs we possibly can at a place like Barbara Jordan, where if we try to do that across campuses, what we're going to actually end up doing is putting together a program that may be fine, but not as great as we want it to be. And we want our students to have the absolute best in class wherever they may be.
Wonderful. How is, for students and families, I mean, you've talked about this a little bit already, kind of a lot of the changes we're going to see in kind of the modernizing of the facilities. What should they expect to see differently in CTE programs as we continue to modernize them?
Yeah, I think really it is trying to create much more alignment. And so I think it's creating more alignment and creating more opportunity. I think if you think about Barbara Jordan, it's making the best possible programs. It's really expanding the opportunity and ensuring that every single school that feeds into Barbara Jordan has those amazing opportunities to access not just what's on their campus, but all 16 different programs at Barbara Jordan. The same thing with our Southside campuses, we're looking to do the same, is sort of expand that access. Again, we want to make sure that the programs that are on campus, the best programs are the programs that are staying, but then expanding the access on the other side. What we're also looking at doing is actually creating even more unique partnerships with some of our local community college partners like HCC. How do we build out a program where again, they have this level of expertise in different programs that benefits us in a way that we want to make sure that we're benefiting our students. And so really working with different partners and so internally building up our own programming, so making sure that it's as strong as we possibly can make it, but then externally finding who the right partners are, both through higher education, but also through business, and making sure that we're aligning what they see as being expertise and what they see as being best in class with the programs that we're creating. And that really is sort of the way that we're trying to do it across the board, creating this like whole scale movement where every single student now has more opportunities than what they had in the past.
Wonderful. Last question here to kind of put a bow on this, if you will, but if a family is trying to understand how these changes are going to prepare their children for life after graduation. I'm sure there's a lot of things you can mention here, but what's maybe one thing that's maybe the most important that you want them to know about this?
Yeah, I think really it comes down to the word options. I think we want students to be able to understand and understand what they may want to do when they leave our schools, but then have the option to choose what makes the most sense for them. If, again, I mentioned earlier, if they want to go to college, fantastic. We want to make sure you have that option. If you want to go into the trades, fantastic. We want to make sure you have that option. And so really creating an opportunity and creating this sort of that wheel and spoke model that allows students to say, I can do all these different things, like all these different access areas, all these different access points that allow me to learn what I want to learn and then do that when I leave. And again, creating that optionality for a student where they can make the choice for the rest of their life, I think that's an absolute win.
I love that. Well, Mr. Gray, certainly a lot to go over, but thank you for stopping by today and breaking down a little bit of this for our families. And we will, of course, keep our families updated right here on HISD Now. But again, thank you for this.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching HISD Now.